Okay, so Alf, you know what I'm going to ask you. How did you find Virtlantis?
How did I find Virtlantis? Just by chance, I think it was just by chance. I had to restart with English because the translation of the books of my favorite author of the literature was not longer done by Andreas Brandhorst, and so the German translation was really hard to read, and so I had to start to read the Pratchett's book in English, and it was hard for me because I haven't experienced English for about 30 years, and so I had to do a restart. And by chance I found, I think it was in a newspaper or on the internet, an article about Cyprus, and my first time in Second Life I spent at Cyprus, and I had some classes there. And then I started to search for other language learning, language teaching, language speaking communities. And so I found Virtlantis. It was about, I think, 2.5 years ago.
And what sort of things do you do in Cyprus, in Virtlantis? What sort of things have you done to improve your English?
Well, a lot of different things. Most of the time I tried to attend classes, first at Cyprus, given by Professor Merriman, and I had even the luck to could take part in a reading circle conducted by Professor Merriman. And at Virtlantis I go to latex class. I really like to be there, even if the things he to the class are a level too high for me. And yeah, keep activities are very fine because everyone has the chance to speak a lot, to practice communication, to practice speaking, and yes, and such a thing I do so.
Good. And would you say that, you say you've been sort of doing this for a couple of years now, how much would you say it's helped your English?
Very much. When I came here 2 years ago, or 2.5 years ago, my English was very poor because I had English in school till I was 18 or 19 for about 8 years in high school, and in Austria it's called gymnasium, and then I didn't need English for anything. I never practiced English, and there's no use for English in my job, or there have been no use, because now due to the European Union it's get a little bit more important. As a matter of fact, I really didn't do anything with English for 30 years, and so my English was very poor, and I think the last 2.5 years were very, very productive, and I could improve my English very much. And at the moment I only read books in English, because why should I read a book from an English or from an English writing author in German? It was helpful, very helpful, the 2.5 years here.
And learning's not all you do here, is it? I believe you actually have an activity that helps other people with their English too. Sort of learning together, peer learning if you like.
Yeah, but it helps not only other people, it helps me too. It helps me to improve my English. Yes, I have an activity. It offers this activity each Monday at noon, Second Life time. The idea was you cannot take all the time. Sometimes you have to give something yourself. And it's really fine to be here and really fine to take part in the activities offered by others. But I think to pay back is important. And I thought, what can I do? I cannot really teach because I'm not good enough in English to teach anything to places in First Life. I like to places in Second Life. And word games, and I don't play word games only here in Second Life. I also play word games on my mobile phones. There are different word games like Word with Friends. I play Word with Friends with a lot of friends all around the world, and with some friends I have made here in Second Life. And word games are the only games I play actually on my mobile phone. I don't play any other games there.
Excellent. And what sort of people come to your session, your word game session in Second Life?
It's different. It's different. There are some people who came all the time. Some people who are here each Monday, and some people who are coming just for one session or for two sessions, or come for one session and will be back after 2 or 3 months. It's very different, and different and people are coming from different countries, from Germany, from Turkey. Yesterday here we had Germany, Turkey and Belgium and Austria, but we had also here players from China or from Spain or France, or I think Venezuela, yes, Venezuela, Mexico has been here. People from all around the world, and that makes it so nice for me, because I like to speak with people from all around the world, and it's one of the best things in Second Life, that there are no borders.
Lovely. What sort of level, I mean, this is a word game in English, what level would you say people should be to take part?
I think at least intermediate, because I think you have sometimes a look to the boards. I post the pictures of the boards on Facebook, and as you can see, people are really improving here, and people who come each Monday are really improving with their game skills, and so it's not easy for a beginner, for one whose English isn't really good, to take part in the game, because we wouldn't have a lot of fun. He or she, I always say he, sorry for this, he or she can get a lot of information out of the game, a lot of new words and a lot of communication, but it should at least be intermediate English.
That's great. And do you do anything else in Second Life now, or is it mostly within Virtlantis?
It's only Virtlantis. I have been at Cyprus sometimes. Okay, I'm just at Virtlantis, and I'm sometimes at Cyprus, and I do not do anything else in Second Life. Maybe sometimes, but not very often, searching for other places. For a moment I have to have a look in my inventory. I think it was called Spaceport or so. I'm interested in science fiction and in fantasy literature, and so I searched for science fiction scenes, and I have been at the place, I think it was called Spaceport, and you can do a ride to the orbit of Earth with a rocket. But I don't do such things very often. It's a matter of time.
Yes, that's always the enemy of doing anything online. It can eat your time up, can't it? So really, when you come to Virtlantis, and when as you're practicing your English, you're really socialising more than anything.
Yes, I do socialising here, and I have some friends here I have already met in First Life.
Oh, really?
I have met Apraxis in First Life. She has been with her son in Vienna. She was with her son in Vienna I think it was 2 years ago, and I live close to Vienna, and so we had a chat before, and I said, okay, when you're in Vienna, I will go there and we will meet for something to drink and something to eat. And so we met in Vienna, and I have also another friend from Germany. I know him from Second Life, and yes, we met this year for skiing. I was skiing with my wife in Schladming in Austria, in the place where the World Championship took place, and he came for some days and we did skiing together. It was really fun. And I have a friend from Great Britain. She's a teacher and she lives in Second Life too. And I met her 2 years ago in London. And I will go to London in a few weeks, and we will meet again. So it's really nice. It's really nice to see people you met in Second Life, and such people in First Life.
And do they ever look like their avatars?
No, not really, no, because I'm here, I am the one I'm in First Life. There's no difference between Alf and Alfred, there's no really difference. Yeah, okay, I'm a little bit slimmer, I'm a little bit taller in Second Life, I'm not heavyweight as in First Life, but there's no really difference. The person is the same.
And Alf, you're actually a native Austrian speaker, yes? Do you ever speak Austrian in Second Life, or do you only speak English?
I like the question Austrian because my mother tongue is actually German. It's Austrian German, yes, but it's German. I cannot remember that. No, I only speak English. I even speak English with my German friends. I have some German friends in Second Life, and these friends are here to improve their English, and so when we meet, we speak English.
Excellent. And do you find it difficult to speak German in Second Life? If I was to ask you to say, come and play word games with Alf on a Monday, could you say that in German for us?
Komm und spiel. What? Okay, my mom would have to.
Got ya.
Yeah, okay. No, it's not easy. Yes, I have to change my mind. I have to change my mind. Komme zum Wortspiele spielen jeden Montag mit Alf in Second Life.
Fantastic.
That wasn't really good German. That was very bad German. But to talk German in Second Life, I've never tried this. When I come to Second Life, I speak English. I wouldn't have the idea to speak German. I think my native language in Second Life is not German. My native language here is in Second Life is English.
That's really interesting.
But
I think somebody, not me, but somebody should do a study on people who've learnt English. It's very interesting because you're not the only one. If it's any consolation to you, I have asked a couple of people to say something in their first language, and they've all struggled because they're used to speaking English. It's their first language in Second Life almost. So
yeah,
that's great. Thank you so much for agreeing to be interviewed, Alf. It's been really interesting, and I think it's great to get these different aspects of how people are using Second Life. And what comes through for me is the socialising. It's not always about what people think Second Life is a game. It's more social networking.
Yeah, now for me it's social networking, nothing else. I really like to make friends.
That's really great. Thank you very much. Thank you for your time.
I have to thank. It was my pleasure. Thank you.
You're welcome. Always a pleasure.